Today we are working on zero and negative exponents. You will be able to simplify expressions with zero and negative exponents and also be able to evaluate exponential expressions. First part of the lecture, zero as an exponent. When you have zero as an exponent, the easiest thing to remember is that whenever you have a zero, your answer is going to be 1. So when 0 is the exponent, it will equal 1. 5 to the 0 is 1. Negative 2 to the 0 is 1. 1.02 to the 0 is 1. 1/3 to the 0 is 1. If you don't believe me, punch any number in your calculator, put it to the exponent of 0, to the power of 0, and you're going to get 1. Next part of the lesson is the negative exponent for every non-zero number. So this a cannot be a non-zero. Okay, when this is not 0 but any other number, and n is an integer, what you can do with a negative exponent is put 1 over this whole entire thing, but with a positive n now. So 6 to the negative 4th, okay, negative exponent we see, so we put 1 over 6 to the positive 4. Negative 8 to the negative 1, negative exponent, so we put 1 over this, and this still base will always stay the same. So it's important here that you see this negative 8 is still going to stay a negative 8. It's only your exponent here that changes to a positive. So negative exponent, change it and make it 1 over. So 1 over the same thing with a positive exponent. First example here is 3 to the power of negative 2. So right away we have a negative exponent. So we are going to make this negative exponent a positive. So what we do is we know we're going to go 1 over whatever this base is, 3 to a positive exponent. So we're going to have a positive 2 now. So as you can see, we use the definition of the negative exponent. We get 1 over 3 to the 2. Now we can solve this 3 to the 2. 3 to the 2 is really 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, so this is my simplified answer. 1b here, negative 22.4 to the power of 0. Well, we know anything to the 0th power is going to equal 1. So if you use the definition of 0 as an exponent, anything to the 0 is 1. There's your answer. Here's a few more. 3 times a times b to the negative 2. So this is saying 3 times a times b to the negative 2. Everything looks good until I see this negative 2 here, and I know I can't have a negative exponent. So negative 2 is really 1 over b to the positive 2. So what does this look like? 1 over b2 times 3 times a. So, as we can see here, they rewrote this and pulled this b negative 2 out and put that 1 over it. So 3 times a times 1 over b2. So 3 times a times 1 is 3a all over b2. Our next one is 1 over x to the negative 3rd. So this is really saying 1 divided by x to the negative 3rd. Well, when we see this 1 divided by x to the negative 3rd, we can go 1 divided by 1 divided by x cubed. We know when we divide fractions, what we really do is we're multiplying by the reciprocal. So this is really 1 times x to the cubed over 1. So 1 times x to the cubed over 1. 1 times x cubed is x cubed all over 1, which is really just x cubed. So this transition here, I'm going to restate here what happened. 1 divided by 1 over x cubed. We've also written this as 1 divided by 1 over x cubed. How do I get rid of this? Well, we're going to times it by x to the 3rd. Whatever did the bottom, got to do the top. This is going to cancel out, but 1 times x cubed gives you x cubed. So they're going to show it the same way here. So 1 divided by x to the negative 3. We don't like this negative exponent, so we're going to rewrite it. 1 divided by 1 over x cubed. Now we're actually timesing here to get rid of this by the reciprocal. So it's 1 times x cubed over 1. See that right here, 1 over x cubed. And we get x cubed. Last example for the day, there's 2 different methods to solve this. So we can first simplify this out and then plug in what the x and y values are, or you can plug them right away, then simplify. Method 1 is simplifying first. So we know this is 4 times x squared times y cubed. So we know it's really 4 times x squared times 1 over y cubed. So that's really 4x squared all over y cubed, positive y cubed. And they're going to show you that here. So move to the bottom. Now we can plug in our x and y values. X was 3, y was negative 2. X is 3, y is negative 2. Continue to simplify. 3 squared is 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 4 is where they get their 36. Negative 2 cubed is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, which gives you 8. 36 divided by negative 8 gives you negative 1/4. Let's take a look at the other method. The other way to do this problem would be to use substitution first. So this is where you would plug in your 3 for your x, negative 2 for your y. Continue to solve out. 3 squared. Move this to the bottom. 3 squared is 9, so 4 times 9. Negative 8. So 4 times 9, 36 over negative 8. So this is your simplified. Either method works. That's all for today's lesson.